The battleground in today's journey unfolds like a living reel of film. Every second stretched tight, like a bowstring pulled to its limit. Across field and forest, the fight has already begun. This is not sport. This is a battle to reclaim crops, to restore peace, and to stop destruction before it spreads. Wild boars are relentless, fast, violent, unpredictable, and once they strike, they leave nothing but ruin behind. The question is simple. Do these marksmen have the courage and the precision to stop the beasts in time? The answer begins now. The first light of dawn barely touched the ground when the hunt was already underway. At exactly 6 a.m., a team stood silent at their ambush point, every movement measured, every breath controlled. Among them was Wami, a skilled hunter from Kenya. Still, focused, watching. The forest felt calm, too calm. Then came the sound, a faint rustle from the bushes ahead. Moments later, a wild boar stepped into view, sniffing the air, unaware it had already been seen. This was the moment. No hesitation, no second chances. Wami raised his rifle. The shot echoed through the trees. The beast dropped instantly, never given a chance to run. A flawless ambush. Clean, calculated, final, not far away. Another team was already setting their trap. Near the rocky outskirts close to Savo, and his group arrived by off-road vehicle, moving quickly to their pre-designated position. They concealed themselves behind a rocky outcrop, eyes locked on the opposite hillside. Minutes passed, then a dark silhouette appeared. A wild boar had begun foraging along the slope, tearing through the land, already threatening the fields below. The team's best marksman steadied his aim. One cold, precise shot rang out. The boar collapsed on the hillside, lifeless. Another threat neutralized before destruction could begin. But not every hunt offers such clear conditions. On the sparse hillsides of Bloa, one mistake can cost everything. Here, Victor, a seasoned hunter from Poland, moved alone across the slope, binoculars scanning every shadow. The boars here were smarter, more alert, less forgiving. Suddenly, movement. A dark shape burst from the brush. Victor reacted instantly, dropping into position. Each shot followed the boar's sprint with terrifying accuracy. Seconds later, silence returned. A calm, controlled takedown, timed perfectly to a steady breath. As the sun climbed higher, the battlefield shifted again. On the grassy edge of the Sierra Moore forest, Javier and his team had surrounded an open field before dawn. Hunting dogs traced faint scent lines, noses low to the ground. Then a sharp bark, the signal. A hunter took position. A wild boar burst from the bushes. One shot. No hesitation. No escape. And as dusk approached, the final ambush of the day began to take shape. In the Hordbegi region, Arthur's team sealed off an entire rice field. Every exit was covered. Every path watched. Barking erupted near one checkpoint. A massive wild boar charged forward in desperation, trying to break through. Gunfire exploded across the field. The escape ended before it began. This was only the beginning, because the deeper the hunters go, the more dangerous the fight becomes. And ahead lies territory where mistakes are fatal, and survival is never guaranteed. Wild boars are not just animals. They are living battering rams. Some weighing over 300 pounds, armed with razor-sharp tusks, capable of tearing through crops, livestock, and even human defenses in seconds. Traps fail. Fences break. Warnings come too late. So the hunters do what few dare to do. They go deeper. The terrain ahead was nothing like the open fields before. Here the forest thickened. The ground turned wet and unstable. Visibility dropped to only a few meters. This was Boar territory. To survive here, the team brought their most valuable allies, well-trained hunting dogs. Not just trackers, but early warning systems. Eyes and ears where humans couldn't see. The team split into assigned positions, moving slowly through towering grass that could hide death at arm's length. 10 minutes passed. Then the barking began. Loud, sharp, urgent. The dogs had found something. Every hunter froze, rifles raised, hearts pounding. The sound grew closer, branches snapping, grass tearing apart. Without warning, a massive wild boar exploded from the thicket, charging straight toward Bernie. There was no time to think. Shots rang out in rapid succession. The beast collapsed into the grass just meters away, a fraction of a second slower, and the outcome would have been deadly. There was no pause, no celebration. The hunt moved on. Farther ahead, dark shapes appeared through the grass, a small group of wild boars roaming cautiously, noses low, searching for food. The hunters didn't fire. They waited, hidden in the bushes, rifles steady, breathing controlled. Then the command came. Gunfire shattered the silence. Each shot was deliberate, each hit precise. One by one, the boars dropped. This land was a paradise for destruction. Abundant food, thick cover, endless escape routes. Only 15 minutes later, Silas spotted movement near the reeds. A boar burst out suddenly. One clean shot. It collapsed instantly, never reaching open ground. From a higher vantage point, binoculars revealed something worse. A full herd, unaware, unprepared. One hunter lined up the perfect shot. A thunderous bang echoed through the forest. The lead boar dropped. The rest scattered in panic, vanishing into every direction. But not all escaped. Deep inside a palm thicket, Bernie tracked a lone target. The boar emerged slowly from behind a trunk. Bernie raised his rifle. One shot. Perfect placement. The animal collapsed without a sound. The swamp ahead was treacherous. Mud, water, and hidden dangers beneath every step. This was where boars thrived, and where hunters had to be flawless. Barking erupted again. Targets were moving. Shots rang out. Heat, chaos, adrenaline. And still, the boars kept coming. But the deeper the hunters pushed, the clearer one thing became. This wasn't just a hunt anymore. This was population control, a fight to protect land, families, and livelihoods. And the most dangerous encounters were still waiting. As daylight began to fade, the forest changed its character. Shadows stretched longer. Sound became sharper. Every rustle carried meaning. This was the most dangerous phase of the hunt. Wild boars don't retreat at night. They become bolder. The dogs suddenly stopped barking. That silence was worse than noise. It meant the boars were close, very close. The hunters tightened their grip on their rifles, spreading out instinctively. Each man knew that one careless step here could trigger a fatal charge. Then it happened. A deep, violent crash through the underbrush. A full-grown boar burst forward, tusks gleaming, muscles coiled with pure aggression. It wasn't running away. It was attacking. The lead hunter dropped to one knee, tracked the movement, and fired. The first shot hit the leg, not enough. The boar screamed and kept coming. Second shot, direct hit. The animal collapsed just meters away, carving deep trenches into the soil as it fell. Everyone exhaled. Barely. But the danger multiplied. From the right flank, the dogs erupted again, frantic, desperate barks. An entire herd was moving. Fast. The forest exploded with motion. Dark bodies surged between trees, splitting in different directions to confuse the hunters. This was textbook boar behavior. And it worked. Hunters spun, tracking targets, adjusting aim, shouting warnings. Gunfire echoed through the forest like thunder. One boar dropped, then another, but several broke through. Higher up along the slope, two hunters spotted movement, weaving through dense bushes. One raised binoculars. There, a massive lead boar pushing the herd forward. If it escaped, the damage would continue for months. No hesitation. The hunter steadied his breathing, waited for the split-second opening, and fired. The shot landed clean. The lead boar stumbled, tumbled down the slope, and lay still. The herd panicked. That was the turning point. As darkness crept in, the final phase began. Tracking. The dogs followed scent trails through mud, water, and broken reeds. Hunters moved quickly now, knowing time was against them. Rustling ahead, a silhouette. A hunter raised his rifle. Bang! The boar dropped instantly. Moments later, another charge. Two rapid shots. Another threat eliminated. Near the edge of a ruined field, the last confrontation unfolded. An entire section of crops lay destroyed, soil torn apart, stalks crushed, weeks of hard labor erased in a single night. And right there, movement. A final wild boar burst out of grass, sprinting toward the forest. The hunter didn't rush. He tracked calmly, waited, pulled the trigger. The boar collapsed mid-run. Silence followed. The hunt was over. Breathing slowed. Rifles lowered. The forest, once chaotic, returned to stillness. This wasn't celebration. It was relief. Because every boar taken down meant crops saved. Families protected. Balance restored, if only for now. Wild boars will return. They always do. But tonight, the land sleeps safely. And the hunters walk away knowing one thing for certain. This wasn't sport. This was survival.